that has been attested to after the Commission of Oaths is illegal. We agreed on that, and you are right. Now, I'm simply demonstrating that you did exactly that which you and I have agreed is illegal. That's all really. And maybe just because there's going to be a break, let me short circuit this. At paragraph 5, paragraph 6, paragraph 7.3, Tsepo, maybe you can just run those so that for the witness to see. Paragraph 8.3 twice, and paragraph 9.6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places you did that which you have admitted is illegal by changing the statement by hand and putting your signature next to it at that point. That's the only point I want to make. Then we'll move to the third statement. Are you following?
May I just respond to that, Advocate Mpofu? Again, I've canvassed the issue of what you're doing, even by your standards, may be quite low. If you intended to accuse me of illegality or criminality, you had the time last week to say today will not be about the contents, it will not be about merits, it will be about accusing me of criminality or illegality. You didn't do that. And I disagree with you that I deny that I did anything illegal.
Okay.
All I admit to is I indicated where the changes in the electronic statements are. Last week, just my last word on this, last week when you had an opportunity to indicate why you want me today, on this matter, the only thing that you raised as an issue about this statement was the fact that the stamp of the Commissioner of Oaths of the statement of the 28th was in Joburg, whereas we claimed that this happened in Stellenbosch.
Okay, ma'am.
The evidence leader read the law to indicate that it's okay to have a business stamp for a different place, but if it can be confirmed that the statement has been done where it claims to have been done. So that was all that he raised. This incremental approach is quite shocking.
Okay, ma'am. All right. I'm sorry to shock you, but all I'm saying is we have to establish whether there is indeed an affidavit before this court. If you were all you were doing was to indicate, for example, not
the court.
No, the committee.
Yes.
Well, if you were to indicate, if you merely wanted to indicate that the first should be the 21st, then why did you put your initials next to that? Because
I wanted the committee to see where the changes were.
For the committee?
Yes, the statement was being sent to the evidence leaders, and it was literally around 10 a.m. when the event was starting. And it was important for whoever, I'm sending the electronic statement. You remember you raised the hullabaloo at that stage about the fact that you've been sent a 9-page statement. It turned out that it was 8 pages and one of the pages was repeated. So the statements were sent simultaneously to make sure that you could see from the handwritten version that this is where the changes are in the signed statement. It was sent as one email. It wasn't sent as 2 separate emails.
That's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to demonstrate, not now. The reason I'm asking you these questions, ma'am, is that you are here. So it's important for you to answer for yourself. Otherwise, if I raise them in argument when you are not here, that would be unfair. Let's just round off that issue by saying that I will demonstrate that what you've just said is completely untruthful. If you are merely indicating the changes, then you wouldn't have signed against them. And some of them, even the Commissioner of Oaths has signed against those changes, which, by the way, is the correct thing to do. But it's only you who has signed them, that is completely illegal. I think let's leave it there. Either you know that or you don't. That's I can't help it. But we'll then move to the next.
Can I respond to that? I deny what you're saying, and I think it's really low.
Thank you, Advocate Madonsela. Honorable Sukas, we are almost to a break, but let me hear you out.
Yes, Chair. I would like for Advocate Mpofu to please tell the committee what is the relevance of this line of questioning. Advocate Thuli Madonsela came here to answer or to speak to evidence relating to two cases. We've now spent almost half a day on this. Not half a day, but certainly a significant amount of hours. What is the relevance to that? Secondly, Advocate Madonsela is not here for oversight. She is not. And none of what has now been discussed or been questioned has to do with the aim of this, with this inquiry.
Thank you, Honorable Sukas. Honorable Malema.
Advocate Mpofu is well within his right and is correct to ask the questions that he is asking, because we can't have defective papers before us, or to a particular extent even be told lies, and then we say it is not what Advocate Madonsela is here for. Advocate Madonsela's credibility and whatever he has put in the affidavit or the letter, because we are still not even sure if these are still going to be referred to as affidavits, have to be questioned so that at the point of deliberations, we don't get shocked. And that Advocate Mpofu has made that point, that I'm raising these points because during deliberations, I don't want to be told that I was unfair to you. We should all be worried that a committee like ours, even when people are not here as accused, they can come and lie here. Then it's a waste of time. No one must come and lie here. And if there is anything that suggests there is a lie, it must be exposed. If it's a correction, why does it have signatures of two people? Why do you need a signature of Commissioner of Oath to show that, no, I was just making a correction of a typo? Because that is not the document you are going to use. The document you are going to use is the one that I've given you with those typos. This one I'm just correcting for ease of reference. But you use the Commissioner of Oath to even attach a signature. To me, it's clear you are making amendments to the original document, and as they say, it's illegal. But that point will come, and it can only come if it has been exposed through this line of questioning.
Thank you. I will recognize you, Advocate Madonsela. Thank you, Honorable Malema, because I'm going to try and make a summary and make a ruling on this issue. Advocate Mpofu?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Chair, in fairness to the witness, I think the point has been made now repeatedly that she needs to be given an opportunity to respond to this. But the principal point I was making, Chair, is why we offered to assist her, so that these illegalities would not have occurred, because we know that she's not a practicing lawyer. And the only point I want to make before we take the break, Advocate Madonsela, is this. Even on your version that these were just corrections, that is completely false, because on three occasions, both you and the Commissioner of Oaths have signed on these so-called changes after the commissioning. which would amount to an illegality on both your parts. And then on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 occasions, you only signed on your own. Just that inconsistency. Either you were going to sign on your own or sign with the Commissioner of Oaths. But
may I assist?
those things, sorry, both of those things cannot be correct. The correct one, as you should know, is the one where you both signed. So where you've just signed on your own is incorrect, is illegal on your part. Where the Commissioner of Oaths has signed on his part after you have already commissioned, then that's illegality on his part or her part. That's really the gist of this. And it's not a small matter. This is Parliament. It is the Parliament that passed the law that defines what an affidavit is.
True.
So if this Parliament was just playing games when it passed that law, then they will tell us. But I'm sure they were passing that law for a reason, so that people don't come and misrepresent the truth. And so that is the importance of this exercise. And finally, sorry, Chair, finally, the issue is really as to whether there is or there isn't an affidavit before this committee. But we can round that off. I hope you understand those. Do you?
I disagree. Can I explain and assist you this time? Assist
no, I don't need your assistance.
I'm not being paid to assist you.
No, I don't need your assistance. No, your snide remarks, ma'am. Please, you're just here to ask questions, not to be sarcastic.
Okay.
I do want to
won't stop you. Okay, I know the chair is not stopping you from all that. You've been insulting me and being sarcastic.
Speak over me.
No, just pause, Advocate Madonsela. Can you conclude, Advocate?
Yes,
you must tool man. Hey, Chair.
Okay, no, Miss Advocate Madonsela, I'm saying to you, and I'm saying it as kindly as I can master, despite all your insults to me this morning, I'm saying that now you're speaking over me. All right, let me start again. It's fine, apology accepted. I'm saying, ma'am, that I'm making 3 points here, and either you understand them or you don't. One is that your version that these were merely indicative changes is belied by the fact that you signed against it. Secondly, the fact that on some parts, only you signed for it, which is wrong, and in other parts, you and the Commissioner of Oaths signed against it, shows illegality on both your parts. And thirdly, I'm saying it's important for this committee to know, because our directives say so, that witnesses should make an affidavit. Witnesses are free not to make an affidavit, but once they purport to make an affidavit, it has to be an affidavit. Do you understand that or not? Well, I'm not saying you agree with it, but do you understand that?
I don't understand your logic, sir.
Okay, well, that's fine. Then maybe you can go and let's take a tea break. Maybe.
No, I'm
the
sorry. Thank you, Advocate Mpofu.
I mean, Chair, no, sorry, sir. I'm not taking over your meeting. I'm saying.
Thank you.
On
Thank
this
you, Advocate Mpofu.
Yes.
Over to you, Advocate Madonsela.
Thank you, sir. What I wanted to assist Advocate Mpofu with are 2 points. There's one document on the table in 3 articulations. It's a 4-page affidavit. It was signed before an attorney who is a director of the law firm where he is on the 25th. On each page of that affidavit, both he and I initialed it, and it was sent to the committee. So now Advocate Mpofu has not only insulted me and criminalized me, he has now criminalized a fellow member of the bar by simply failing to read documents that he's paid to read. That affidavit of the 25th is in the document pack, I hope, And in any event, it was sent to the attorneys that are instructing Advocate Mpofu. The signature of the attorney who assisted me is at the end on page 4, and he's initialized all of the pages. So to fabricate lies here and suggest that those signatures only appeared during the corrections is shocking, to say the least. And again, this could have been corrected if we had had a pre-trial kind of hearing to clarify these things instead of trying here to play games. I've indicated that there are 3 articulations of one document.
Okay,
I have not proffered to this committee the version that Advocate Mpofu is latching on to as the document on the record. The document that I've offered to the committee was the version that is electronic, where the changes are made, and therefore a new commissioner of oath signed that document, precisely because we realized that if you made changes on the previous document, it would be a problem, legally speaking. Hence, a new commissioner of oath signed the document that I came to this committee today, understanding with the basis of our discussion. But 2 hours later, we are discussing things that should be discussed at a pre-trial conference, and certainly between learned friends, being the evidence leaders and the lawyers before we come to these events.
Thank you, Advocate Madonsela. I want to make a ruling before we go for tea, but I see the hand of Advocate Mayosi. Nobody wants tea today, but I'll have to make that ruling before tea. We've been at it for some time now. Advocate Mayosi.
No, Chair, I'll retract. You could proceed.
Okay.
Chair, please bear with me. I know you want to go to lunch.
I want to make a ruling, actually.
To make a break, but can I just make a response just by one point? Advocate Madonsela, yes, ma'am. Okay. What you have just said is completely untrue, and I'll demonstrate it to you, ma'am. You said that where the public protector, sorry.
It can't be untrue.
Where are you go? All right. You said that, you've just said now in your last answer that in the versions that you rendered to the committee, all the pages were signed by you and the Commissioner of Oaths, correct?
May I answer, sir? In the first version of this affidavit, the first version of this affidavit, being the one sent on the 25th, was signed by the Commissioner of Oaths. He never ever signed anything else after that.
No, that's not true. Let's go to that.
Sorry,
I just wanted to start with something else when I come back.
No, thank you.
Okay, let me just summarize them.